I'm not her bones. I'm not in the miles walked carrying ghosts and nightmares from roads I can't travel. I'm not behind her eyes or in the synapse spark that flashes with stark memory of darker days. I am much too quiet. And closed lips are a wall in the way, and I'm just so sick and tired of always choosing to have nothing to say. Look, if you want Gilead, pick up a fucking book. Stick to the fiction. Keep your convictions from convicting women conflicted with a choice we'll never have to make. And fellas, every word not spoken is a word we've stolen from a step forward another voice is trying to take. Place a stake in unity, dust the rust off your tongues, and do more than the minimal due diligence before distorted views of God and religion control decisions over the very sacred thing that keeps us from becoming completely invisible. The autonomy over our bodies as individuals. As men, our insides will never be treated like territory up for grabs or some unlawful land requiring regulation because its anatomy is the key to humanity. And I say key because at the core of my beliefs, I believe the power of life should be left in the hands of bodies that can unlock its door. They try to say that this is God's way. But last I checked, this isn't a theocracy. As broken as we may be, we are still meant to be a democracy. So this hypocrisy hidden behind some Bible-bound mockery, putting stock in beliefs blended with governance to govern over flesh and womb, entombing women as if believing you're blessed makes you better than the rest. Preaching and reaching with words I've never seen in the teachings of Jesus. And this peace is not a knock against you if you've got faith, that's great. If it breeds peace and compassion, and even to those passionately opposed to abortion, I understand you have the right to protest and light your torches. Force it on your followers in a house of worship until you're blue in the face. But the nerve to think that you get to create law makes you a day late and $1 short, and I've got a penny for your thoughts. If you can explain to me how you claim to be American, but at the same time constantly contort your brain to see around the separation of church and state. Knelt in prayer and war ready, steadily aimed at creating a criminal at a free will, trivializing half of human existence while screaming the only freedom restricted is that which limits the itch in some trigger finger thrill in case they're deemed unfit to equip themselves with something meant to kill. Politicians propositioned and propped up to pass legislation in favor of pompous pontiffs and hollow prophets, using false pretense to convince ignorance into swallowing women whole, soulless, and so full of hatred to think it okay that women deserve to serve a longer sentence than the men that raped them? And who the fuck are they kidding when they claim to give a shit about our kids? To believe them is to be a fool, as they force motherhood on little girls, pushing babies into a world where they'll only live long enough to get shot at their school. And speaking of education, they want to drain dollars from resources, placing weapons on teachers with no raise in pay, while reinforcing the hallways with ways to imprison the youth. A child's truth is fear now, and it's clear how after birth their worth is weightless. As they wade through the blood of friends' funerals, reading eulogies in replace of books. Look. If you want to try to make it illegal to be a woman, I better see you out there adopting those babies, protesting for the ones in cages, fighting to lower the cost of medication, and aiding in raising from the cup you forced to runneth over. Woven into the fabric of time will not be their crimes, but those that strip assistance, sitting on high horses, ripping away provisions, limiting access to contraception, a complete deception that they're pro-life. If an unborn child is a gift, then why after the mother is dry-eyed and sutured do they not give a fuck about her or its future? They'd rather soon forget it, and I get it, once present, this present is no longer something new. No longer a self-righteous excuse, no longer an extension or tool they use in an unending fight to crucify those they refuse to see as anything other than sinners. Forgetting that the crucifix they grip is meant to be adorned with the idea of forgiveness. No longer a way to generate millions, to fix a vote for geriatric pricks, dictating laws with their dicks, ignoring the fact that all they've done is seal the fate of their own crucifixion. Look. As I've said, I am not her bones. And I'm also not her at home alone with tough collision of heart and mind. I am not her thoughts or her body. But my silence sure as shit has contributed to her hard times. I am not able to fully understand the severity of her pain, but human rights violations are something we should never need explained, and I know you see it too. So fellas, let me ask you to please reconsider sitting on the sidelines like I regretfully used to.